What up, YouTube? So today is going to be part 3 of the Honda Civic k20a2 state bar, and today we're going to be actually taking out the engine. So once we have everything taken out, we can start prepping it. We're going to put a new clutch on it. We're going to put a new water pump, and then pretty much just get everything that we don't need and start taking everything off, so we can start putting it into the hatchback. But everything we're pretty much in here we're gonna use. We won't be using the air box because we got an actual air intake that's carb legal, so at least we'll have a little power while we're state bar in this car. Other than that, the exhaust is gonna be all stock. A couple people have been hitting me up about the Integra bars with the TSX manifold. It does not work anymore. They won't do it. I think like last year or the year before that they stopped, so you can't use it. You have to actually use the Acura RSX Type S exhaust manifold. You have to tilt the motor as well. You'll probably see me in the next 3 videos once we get the motor in on how I'll do it, but you have to use a stock manifold. You can't use TSX anymore. So if anybody's doing it that way, take it apart and start figuring out how to tilt the engine and use the RSX exhaust manifold. Other than that, we also have to use the gas tank because that's part of the bar as well with the evap system. That's all under the car. We'll be using power steering on this swap this time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're going to start getting ready. I'm going to go get my tools. We're going to start taking off the air box, getting to the battery as well. And then we're going to take off this cover so we can start exposing some stuff and pretty much just start getting this thing taken out. If you guys want to jump ahead, I got plenty of other videos going to be taking out swaps. So this one I'm just going to do pretty quick. So get the air box out. We got a 10 right here. There's a 10 right here. And a 10 right there. And then got a Phillips. We got to take off this hose right here. And take off the sensor. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're gonna start just getting to the simple stuff. We gotta take off all kinds of 10s, our ground, pretty much everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting to the battery, the air box, and the cover, and then we'll come back and see what we gotta do next. Alright, so we took the battery out, we got our air box out, our VTEC cover is out. Next thing we're gonna get to is just simple stuff. So we got a ground right here, 10mm. We have a ground down there. I don't know if you can really see it, but that's for the transmission. Very important. Next, we're just going to do a whole bunch of 10s that we're not going to be using. Right here. We can also start taking off our harness. So that's an 8mm right there. Alright, so we got 2 8mm right here. This is going to disconnect the harness from the actual chassis. And then next thing we're going to start doing after this, I'm going to go ahead and start disconnecting the shifter cable. So there's a 12 right here, 3 12s. And we're going to take off the cotter pins. And then we're going to start disconnecting our fuel brake booster line and our evap hose. And then we're also going to start taking off the throttle cable. So I'm going to knock that out and then we'll come back. Alright, so we got our fuel line, evap, brake booster off. We got our shift linkage disconnected, and we have our throttle cables taken apart. So next thing I'm going to do right now is get to this tray. There's a 14 right here, or I'm sorry, those are 12s. So make sure just in case. Yep. Alright, so the 12s. And then there's 2 12s under here as well. And then there's 2 12s for the slave cylinder right here. Right there. and right there. So I'm gonna take those two off right now, take the tray off, and then we're gonna go for the bumper. So we're gonna start taking off all these plastic clips and then get to whatever size it is. I think it's a, can't really see. I'll let you know when I get back. Probably a 10 millimeter or a Phillips. So I'm gonna get those off and then we'll come back. All right, so we got the slave cylinder off with the two 12 millimeters. We got our battery tray with four 12 millimeters. We got our bumper off. It was just a Phillips on each side and then two Phillips right here for the plastic piece under here. That's pretty much what we got done. Next, I'm gonna start taking off the AC system. So there's a 10 millimeter right here, and then we're gonna take off this T bracket as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking all these 10s off right here, and then I guess I can start doing that now. And then we can get to the radiator. We are gonna be using the stock radiator. There's one more tin right at the bottom of this. I'll get to that one later. Right now I'm just gonna break loose this tin real quick and then let the Freon come out because I'm in a garage, so I don't want to be smelling all that. So I'm gonna let that go, and then we'll go ahead and start taking off the condenser with a tin right here, tin right there, and then get to the radiator. But we're gonna take it out actually more towards after we get to the suspension, because I don't want to be laying on all kinds of radiator fluid. So other than that, we'll go ahead, like I said, get to the AC system right now, get this T-bar off, and then we'll come back. Alright, so we got our T-bracket out, we got our AC condenser out, and then we have our AC lines from the compressor taken out. Those were two 10s. Took off the reservoir for the radiator as well. Those were two 10s. I took off the fans also. Those were two 10s each. So pretty much down to just the radiator, and ECU is going to be next. So in order to take off the harness and ECU, gotta disconnect these little plugs right here. Just pull up and pull out. Ouch. And then there's one more down here. Let me get my gun real fast. So the ECU should have like 3 10s. I already took the cover off. These just little push pins that you push in. We can push it with a Phillips or whatever. So this is where our ECU is located at. You just gotta press the tab and wiggle out. Push down, wiggle out, that's it. And then we got our C101 connector. Just push down right here, and it comes out. It's a little hard one-handed, but I'm gonna go ahead and just take that off. There's 3 10s. There's one right here, one on the side, and then one in the back. Other than that, that's how the ECU comes out. And then right now we're going to take out our wiring harness. And next we're going to start getting to the cat and exhaust. So we got to get under the car. So I'll show you what we need to do to get to that right after I get this ECU off. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys what we need to do to get this cat off. So I don't know if you can really see up there. Probably can't, but it's two 12s up there that we got to get to, and we got to take off these O2 sensor clips, so we got to unplug those. And then I'm probably just going to take the whole exhaust system off. So we got 2 more 12s back there, and then we could disconnect the muffler from the mid pipe, and then the mid pipe and cat will just come all down together. So I'm gonna go ahead and start knocking that out, and then we'll come back. Alright, so the exhaust is out with the O2 sensors and cat. I also took apart the little shield at the bottom for the half shaft and the shield for the exhaust to get the shift linkage out. Right now I'm about to get ready to break this axle. It's a 36 millimeter right here, and then we got to disconnect. I believe these are 19 and 21 or 22. I'll let you know after I get it off. Just got to pop this axle off and then go for the other side, and I'm gonna go ahead and push it out, get the cherry picker, and we're actually gonna take it out from top since I don't feel like really doing a subframe. So I would do it from the bottom, but I'd have to put all the suspension subframe back together, and it's kind of hot, and I just want to take this motor out. So I'm gonna take these axles out, and then we'll come back and probably take off the heater hoses and the back, and then disconnect the radiator, and then we should be able to put the wheels back on, push it out, take the motor out, and should be it. Oh, we still got to take out the gas tank. So I'm gonna get to these axles, then we'll get to the gas tank, and then we'll pull it out, and then we'll finish the video. Alright, so I got my axles out. As you can see, I kept the half shaft on this time just because it was actually easy to get the axle out. And I went ahead and got the gas tank out. So that's pretty much ready. Next thing I think I'm gonna do is start doing I'm gonna push this car out and then start getting the mounts ready. I'll do the front one, get the sides ready, and then we'll pull off our radiator hoses, and then we can lift the motor out, and that should be it for this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and push this car out, get these lines off, these hoses off, and these mounts, and then we'll pull the motor out. Alright, so k20a2 motor is completely out now, and I got the gas tank, the cat. So those are your main components that you do need to pass the state bar. Next video, we're going to be prepping this motor, getting the clutch, water pump, and then doing some work on the hatch as well. And then hopefully we can drop it in. Other than that, if you haven't, like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys on the next video.